Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks so much for popping in. I hope today's treating you well. So plump up your cushions, get that brew and let's have some crafty play. And today we're going to be looking at a design for our Lavinia challenge. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on with the design and then I'll explain for our newbies all about the challenge. The main thing is the theme this month, and this is for October. I had to think then. Think what month it is. This year's whizzing. And our theme this month is Animals Gather. So this is just a little design I've come up with, give you a little bit of inspiration. But honestly, we have so many fabulous animal stamps that, well, just look in your stash. I think it's a great way of going through your stash, maybe seeing if there's a stamp you haven't used in a while. So what I'm going to do is I'll make a start and we'll talk about it as we go. And I'm going to start off, as you know, I love this, the multi-pack. And in the multi-pack, which mine's upside down, there's some 7x7 multifarious card. So that's going to be my card of choice today. And I'm going to start with my circle mask. And I'm going to use the outie bit. You know I love using this. And the colour of choice today, we're coming for olive. But I think this would look lovely. You could do so many different colour tones. And dare I say that Christmas word, you could easily make this into a Christmas design. Because I'm thinking I might actually have to go one of those as well. This is what happens, you know. So you ladies and gentlemen that message and say your mojo's gone, often just by creating, I start creating a design to have a chat with you. And my head just goes and I suddenly think of others I could make. So I'm going to use my larger stencil brush here. And I'm going to place it sort of in the middle, but actually just a smidge down. That's my sort of sense, isn't it? And again, I've popped it in the middle, but because I'm going to have my mice hanging, I'm just going to nudge it down a weenie. And then I'm just going to hold it in place. Now, important things with the brush. The lower you hold your brush, the tighter. So try not to hold it and grip it. I've been lucky to be teaching quite a lot of workshops recently, and it's lovely to see people. I love my online, but I love actually meeting our lovely crafters. And, you know, the one thing I've noticed is everyone seems to really, really grab the stencil brushes. So try and just hold them loosely, maybe sort of here, and you'll find, hopefully, you can tickle it better. We want the base darker down here. So I'm going to start down here and always on the mask look and then just flick a bit of colour off. Then I'm sort of going to build up circular motions. I don't want the green right in the middle. And then I almost want to get that sort of hue look. And I'm hardly holding it, look. And then as I've got less ink on my brush, that's when I'm going to come up to the top because I just almost want that light hue up at the top here. Now, a little bit deeper, so I'm just going to go in my lid. I don't need to go in the ink, I've got plenty on my lid. And I'm just going to darken the base here. Maybe just a little bit more, again, to darken that. Lovely. Now, before I take the mask off, I'm going to come in with the smaller of my actual circles and give myself a bit of a let's go here. And I'm not adding any more ink, look. I'm just going to, I want that mere suggestion, and this is where I'm going to put my lamp. So this is the idea. Yeah. So if I lift those off, look, pop the lid on. Now, I just need to give these a wipe. So, for those of you that haven't heard of our Lavinia challenge, and if you want to go and look on the website, we've got a section for it. And every month we have a new theme. And you can enter up to, I think it's 5 times. And the winner is chosen at random. So that's fabulous. And you can win £40 to spend at Lavinia. Now, I'm thinking, what could you buy with that? It would be lovely if one of you on here next month could put a message and say, Jo, it was me, I won. How fabulous would that be? And the good thing is, you know, if your mojo's gone, maybe the title, the theme, will give you an idea and some inspiration just by creating a design for the challenge. It'll help Mr. Mojo come back. So I'm going to do some stamping now. And the first one I'm going to stamp is this lovely little mini lamp. And I've got my black, my VersaFine Clair Nocturne. And I'm just going to put my lamp is just going to fit in this here. Lovely. And then holding on to him, we're going to use Tilly and Tango. I mean, again, I did think of putting a chain to hang the lamp, and I thought, well, it's Animals Gather, so wouldn't it be funny if in my head I've got Tilly saying to Tango, what are you doing? And he's holding this lamp with his feet, and so she's holding on to him to try and help him. So if I put his foot there, look. I don't know about you, but I always think of these lovely stories with there he is, look. So he's going to hold on with his feet. And then, now I could have him holding on to her foot, but I thought it'd be funny. I'd just have her leaning down, going, what on earth are you doing? Right, I'll help you, I'll hold you, but I can't hold on for long. So I'm just going to put her paw there, intertwined with his. There we go. So she's there, look, holding him. Now, I'm just going to give that a bit of a wipe with my Inky Binky. And then I'm going to come in with Rufus. And before you stamp your animals, have a good look. I bet you've got loads, but I love to use the acetate. And when I put the acetate on, I mean, I think you could just have Rufus there on his own. But I just wanted to include Pipin, so I'm just going to move him round a smidge, look. But it's a really good way. Use your acetate to, you know, if you're not sure how a stamp's going to look, you're not sure about placement, the printed acetate really is such a good tool to keep and use. So nice bit of ink on there. And I'm just going to place him sort of there. His brush, his tail might slightly come out of the design, but I don't mind that. I like a little bit of that sort of peeps out anyway. And again, it's a silhouette, so I'm just giving it just time for that ink to soak in well to our multifarious card. And then lift it up. Oh, beautiful. Now, I want to add Pipin. I realised it's ages since I've used Pipin. But I want him, I don't want, just to alter the design a bit, I want him almost behind. So what I've got is I've drawn round my circular mask, look, and I've cut out on a piece of copy paper. And look at this, don't look at the back. Oh, as you can see, I save these because I'm a crafter and I reuse them. And I know I'm not the only one. So let's put Pipin. And I've just caught the edge of Pipin there. Right, mister. So I just want to, I'm thinking there. And again, it's a silhouette, so just let that ink soak in. Lovely. And then I've got a lovely set of butterflies, and I just thought, you know, often you get a butterfly or a moth, which is just a butterfly that isn't as coloured, well, in my head. And they often go around lamps, don't they? So I'm thinking we can just add one of those. And so we'll pop that sort of just there. If I take that off, so this is our design so far. And it is amazing on that little circle how much you can get the detail. Now I want a little bit of shrubbery. So I'm going to come in with my flower pot set. And I'm going to use the lavender one with our Shady Lane, or Shady Lady as she's in my head. and we'll add some greenery. So again, I need to keep my paper mask here. It's important. The number of times I've taken that away, and then afterwards you think, oh, why did I do that? And we'll have a little bit up the side here. Again, just first and second generation. Then a little bit up the side here, just at the side of Rufus. Maybe some first, second. So let's have a look at that. Lovely. And it's nice to have a look, but remember to pop that back. I've done that myself, and do you know what? Especially when I'm recording a video and I get so carried away with catching up with you and chatting. Once I move it, that's it. I just forget to put it back. I'm going to come in with another one off the flower pot. Such a useful set, this. But I'm going to stamp in black, and I just want a couple just to bring it to the foreground, and it'll knock those lovely grasses into the distance, and it'll just help give a little bit of perspective. Again, just because it's a small design, it doesn't mean that we can't add perspective. And I just want one at the base here, just to ground everything. And again, it ties in with that lovely black, that lovely silhouette stamping. Now, I'm going to give that a blot. Looks funny, look, we've got Tilly's bottom. All I've got on my copy paper is poor Tilly's bottom. So what we can do now is we're going to add some colour. So with my clean colour, I'm going to come in, and this is number 50. This is the yellow. And I'm just going to add some lovely colour around my lamp there, look. And then just to add some highlights, this one is number 51, and this is the lemon yellow, so it's paler. And I'm just thinking, I'm just going to come in and almost put some, the bright, the white, the yellow where it would catch from the lamp. Now again, we often use white for our highlights, but I'm thinking just for this one, just for something a bit different, I'm going to come in with a bit of the just catch where, and we'll just here, Pipin, he would just, there, I like that. So we'll maybe just add a bit on his brush there. Then I'm going to add some water splats. So I'm just going to bring in my circle again. And with my fan brush, just want to add a few, just in that background. Lift that up. Then I'm just going to dry that before I put it to one side. Otherwise, you know what will happen. I'll pick that up next time and it'll be wet. And I just think this is such a lovely, clean and simple design, but you've got so much detail. Move my copy paper out of the way. Now, when it comes to the sentiments, I've used our new sticker sentiments, and these are the number 6 set. Have you got them yet? Fabulous. So we get the white, the buff, the sort of vintage, and the black. And I have to say, on my original look, I thought Share Your Shine was, especially with the lamp, I just thought that was brilliant. So I've noticed there's another one that says Shine Brightly. So I'm going to use that one on this. So as always, I'm going to pop it on my scissors, look, and I think we're going to go directly under there. And that's not straight, is it? See, I used my scissors and I still didn't get it straight. Well, I'm going to leave it. You'll just have to tilt your head slightly when you look at this one. Now, on here, if you wanted, you see where our Pipin, if you got a little bit of an edge there, don't worry, you can come in with your black fine liner and fill it in. The other thing you can do, and this is just if this here you weren't happy with, you can come in, let's just blot the water, because I'll be happy with that now. You can pop this on, look. And if you want to ground it a little bit more, or you're not happy, just come in with your midnight blue, your elements, your lovely little brush, and just add a little bit of shading at the base, look. And as I say, if you hadn't quite stamped right to the edge, sometimes on the copy paper, even though you press hard, you can get a little bit that misses. Or say with your florals like that, look, just come in and add a little bit of that lovely midnight blue. Carefully lift this up. And if I show you, if I lift that up, you see how it just grounds it a little bit more and adds a bit more depth. Now for our finishing touches today, Wink of Stella. We'll add a little bit to the lamp, look, and a little bit just round where we've got our lovely shine from the lamp. I love the Wink of Stella. Maybe just catch in there. And then what I want to do is just with the light yellow, look, I want to, so often with my sentiments, I go round them. So especially if they're the white ones, I go round with a black fine liner. So I'm actually going to go round with a yellow. It'll almost look like it's the highlight. But what I can do, because obviously they're water-based, I can come in with my water brush and I just want to fuzzy that edge a little bit. And so I'm just going to just fuzzy that there, because obviously we can watercolour paint with them. And then I like that because it's not just as obvious. And then finally, some Posca splats. Now again, if you don't like your Posca spats, leave it like this. Now one lady did message me and said it's actually spats, but I'm a bit confused because in Cumbria we call them splatters. So I'm not sure, I need to look that up. But whether they're splatters or spatters or who knows what we can call them. I mean, dialects are so funny, aren't they? I mean, different words that mean different things in different areas. And I love it when you ladies message me and ask me, because obviously, especially in America and Australia, some of the words I use you don't have and they mean different things. So obviously my cheeky brew is a coffee or a tea, but some of you it's a beer. So language is so interesting. I mean, in Cumbria, we call ears lugs. But where my husband comes from, the knots in your hair, they call them lugs. So, as I say, language is so interesting. Anyway, I digress. Sorry, you know what I'm like. Yellow Posca. So, you may want to leave it like this. I just want to take a little bit of the whiteness away, as it were. So, shake my Posca, hold it near. I don't want too many. And I'm directing it, look. I don't want it on the mice. So because I'm holding it close, I can actually get my Posca exactly where I want it, round my sentiment and then off in this corner, and we started in that corner. And it's so lovely to be able to direct it, and it just adds that little bit of interest. But as I say, I know we're not all Posca fans, so if you're not, then that's the ideal time to leave that off. So like I say, animals gather. Can't wait to see which animal stamps you decide to use and what design you want to decide. And also, what about a Christmas version of this? We could have some holly here, couldn't we? Just saying. Anyway, have fun and please enter the challenge. Honestly, it's wonderful. And look at other people's entries. It gives me so much pleasure when I look and see what the rest of you've done. I mean, you're such a clever lot. Honestly, I'm in awe of you. And I love spending time with you. So you take care now. I'm off to walk Eric. It's that time. Love and hugs from me. Have fun. Bye for now.